Once again, I am CovertGoGina. This is CGB.
Hi, I'm me. I'm CGB.
He did it. He did the thing.
Almost.
I'm also Let's Go Jackie B. And this is my channel. Please leave it a follow. And I also have a YouTube channel. Same name. Go check it out. This is Innistrad Midnight Hunt Lore. We're doing episode 3 in my narrator voice. The Fall of the House of Betzold.
Wow, Betzold.
It's a really weird name. And last time I forgot to mention that the person who is writing these is K. Arsenault Rivera. And it's the same writer for all the main episodes this time, which I think is a very good idea for a story that makes sense. Yeah. So, first thing I'm going to do is catch up everybody on what's going on if you missed the last stream. Very briefly, this is what's happening in Innistrad. Innistrad is a horror plane where there are werewolves, vampires.
Werewolves.
That's werewolves. This is vampires. Witches.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Got pointy hat.
What do you got for zombies? Okay. You have a good face. Ghosts. Yep. Very scary. Geists. All your favorites. It smells like pumpkin spice and fear mixed together. It's a beautiful place to be. And the nights are getting longer and longer, making it extra dangerous for the humans that live there. In episode 1, we met Arlen Cord. Here she is. Whoop. She's a wolfie. She's a werewolf. She was investigating a mysterious death in the community, and her investigation led her and her wolf pack on a chase through the woods. And then they found a witch. They did not burn her. They just talked to her nicely for a little bit and asked her, hey, what are you doing about this whole, problem that's going on? Let me see. I'll show you Catilda real quick. Oop, there's Catilda. And Catilda was like, I need a moon silver key. And, Ireland's like, you sure that's gonna work? And she's like, yeah, I'm a witch. I didn't do as much with the pictures this time. I hope you're really enjoying the visuals in the story. Is this working for you? Anyway, they're going to put on a Harvesttide festival with the Dawnheart Coven. They're going to do a ritual. It's going to restore the balance between day and night, and it involves putting a moon silver key in a sun gold lock underneath the arches of Celestis. Whoa. And then Arlen hears the howl of Tovalar, a powerful werewolf from her past. And that was episode 1. So that's what happened there. In episode 2, we learned Arlen's backstory. She grew up with all the symbols of the Archangel Avacyn everywhere. And it was supposed to keep everybody safe, but she kind of got tired of all that and chose a life of adventure. She snuck out one night. She heard a wolf howl, and then she became a werewolf. Tovalar made her a werewolf, and he was her mentor. He taught her everything. Let me see. Do I still have him around here? I do. Here he is. He taught her werewolfy stuff, and they disagreed on whether or not werewolves should hunt humans. Tovalar's like, yes, and Arlen's like, nope. And one night, Arlen in wolf form was shot by a bolt and then murdered the hunters. And when she woke up and saw, oh no, I knew those people, she felt super, super bad, and she went to the church. Threw herself into religion, tried to forget being a wolf, like, I'm just not going to be a wolf anymore, I'm going to be a person. And then Tovalar showed up at church one day. He just sat next to her, and she's like, dang it. Because then that night, she turned into a wolf and accidentally killed her new best friend. And so their relationship has so much baggage.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very painful. But now, in the present times, in episode 2, she heard the howl. Arlen and her wolf pack go to him. Make him bigger. Woo! And she's like, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, hey, want to be wolf together? And she's like, no. So he wants to take back the night for werewolves. He's got a big group of werewolves. And sadly, one by one, each of Arlen's wolfies joins him. That's very sad. I wanted to cry a little. So, then she leaves him because he stole her wolves, and she was really upset. And she went back to Catilda and said, "I'm gonna find your dang key. I'm tired of this guy." And so she planeswalked and assembled a team of adventurers. She went and got all these people. She got Chandra, Teferi, Kaya, and then they go back to Innistrad and they meet Adeline, who's a Cathar, and their best lead to start their quest is going to the Abyssinian Cathedral in the high city of Thraben. So that's where we start today. So, episode 3 begins with everyone arriving. Yay, they're here. And the cathedral in Thraben has been utterly destroyed since Arlen used to live here. Even though it's a sunny day, the clouds come together and just put shade on this place. And the sunny spire where she used to read, it's just scattered against the earth. The stained glass windows she treasured, they're shattered. The whole place reeks, and the air is full of groans of the unhallowed dead. Let me see. Do I have something that looks like that here? I bet I do. It looks a little bit like that.
Gideon and Liliana.
Yeah, but we're just looking at the zombies.
Just look at the zombies.
All their zombies are there. Okay. I guess I can leave them there. Zombies. We're here. I'll make them small. Very small. They're just in the background. It's fine. So Liliana had raised all these zombies to fight against the Eldrazi. And when the fight was over, Liliana was asked, "Hey, Liliana, what should we do with all these zombies?" She said, "Hey, that's not my problem. Try thinking creatively." And so they're still here.
So she just bailed and left a whole horde of Eldrazi's that were meant to fight Emrakul. Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's just like, "Make them bag your groceries. I don't care."
What a hero Liliana is. All right.
So this place is now an affront to everything Arlen loves. She's ashamed and heartbroken, remembering what it once was. So the second they arrive, Kaya's like, "I'm gonna go do some reconnaissance." She went inside, and then she came back with a dusty old book and showed them all. Yeah, page 77. There's an image of a family being handed a box by a witch. Looked kind of like Catilda. And the caption says the family is the Betzolds from Galvany. And Arlen says, "Oh, I knew someone with that name. I knew Warren Betzold from when I lived here at the cathedral. I know that guy. He's like a really strict older bishop dude." And Adeline points with her sword and she says, "I think I see him." And
she's kind of intense, isn't she?
"I see him. He's right there."
Full on soldier mode. Okay.
So inside the ruins of the cathedral, there's a figure in holy vestments, standing at a pulpit, preaching to a gathered crowd of zombies. The zombies are hanging out there like clapping and bowing and praying. It's a horrific sight. It's really gruesome. The zombies are just churching it up.
The zombies are churching. And somebody's preaching to them.
Yeah, and Arlen's like, yeah, that's him. That's the guy. I know him.
I mean, I went to church a lot as a kid, and there were times I could have sworn there were zombies there.
When you go to a Catholic church, it feels like zombies. Just because of the repetition. I grew up Catholic. I'm not trying to insult anybody.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Just checking.
So Kaya says, "Someone needs to make a way through." And Adeline's like, "I'm on a horse. I can do it." So she gets up on her horse. It's probably named Thunderbolts or Lion Shield or something equally heroic, the story says. I didn't even have to make this up. She's like, "Leave it to me. My Cathars and I have been fighting the undead for years. I'll just fight them." And, you four focus on getting to Warren. And Chandra's like, "Wait a minute. You get to do all the fighting? No way. I got your back. You three, you go get Warren. Like, we're gonna go fight." And so that's what they do. They go down there and they're like doing stuff. Oh, I'm trying to select Chandra. There we go. Yeah, so they're fighting. It's fine. So they lead the charge, falling like a holy hammer on the anvil of the undead. Heads fall from bodies like fruit from trees. And then Teferi's like, I'm gonna shoot a blue light and slow down some of the zombies. Yeah, that's what I do here. And Kaya's like, I'm gonna flicker. Whoops, where's Kaya? There. I'm gonna flicker in and out of existence. Fring, 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 fring. That's what Kaya does. And I'm having way too much fun this week now that I know how to move everybody around.
The power that we've unlocked.
Arlen shifts into some wolfiness, and she's like slashing at the face and the teeth with the claws, but she doesn't want to use her own teeth because the zombies, they taste bad and they smell nasty. So she's like, nah, not gonna do that.
I wish our puppy had that level of restraint.
No, our puppy's like, ooh, is it gross? I'm gonna put it in my mouth.
Yep.
So Chandra lets loose. Big walls of flame. Having a very good time.
Go on.
Even the dead fear fire, so they all scream, ah! And they retreat from the heat. They're gonna go over here.
Yeah.
And so they leave room for the heroes to get through. The heroes are getting through. It's fine. We're all going where we need to go. And Chandra's like, I'm gonna turn the zombies to ash. And then she shouts over her shoulder like, hey, you guys got him yet? And they actually do. I keep moving things around. So now Adeline actually has the guy pinned up against a wall. And and he's like trying to mouth prayers like blah 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 blah. And so Arlen shifts back to her human form, goes over, have a little conversation with a zombie. That's nice. She's like, Warren, hi, right here. Warren, we're looking for the moon silver key.
To be clear, Warren is a zombie?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
She's gonna talk to him though.
All right.
Do you know where it is? And his eyes blink one at a time. Silence. Kai and Teferi just like look at Arlen like, you got this? You're gonna be okay? So Arlen gulps. And she puts her hands on his shoulders so he can't look away from her. The key, Warren. And he answers, Dennick. Dennick. She tries pushing for more info, but like they're running out of time. They need to escape the zombie horde. The zombies are trying to come back like, hey. So Arlen gives Warren the only rest she can. Just crack his neck. There's a little prayer. And they go on their way.
Wow, Arlen.
Savage.
That zombie had a name. Warren.
His name was Warren.
He just wanted to go to Denny's. It's no big deal.
It's fine. Everything about this is fine.
He had a congregation. He was preaching.
Yeah.
You know? He had a thriving church.
He's doing fine.
Of the undead going.
Yeah.
Now his neck got snapped.
Yeah.
Sad.
Oh, it's at Denny's? Is that what chat thinks? So the moon silver key is at Denny's. Is that what you think?
No.
No?
I suspect that they don't have something that good on the menu.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, I was going to switch the scene, but actually we have another place to go first. All right. So the group travels to the quiet township of Galvany where the Betzolds call home. And they ask his neighbor. There's a neighbor outside tending her pumpkins like you do because it's fall.
What?
It's great to be when it's fall.
You're just that excited that it's fall?
I am.
And that there are pumpkins?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So they're like, hey, neighbor lady, do you know Warren and Dennick? And she's like, oh, you're too late. If he wasn't dead before the travails, he is now. He holed up in the old family mansion for safety's sake. Haven't seen him since. Place is awfully haunted. And Arlen can see the Betzold home is resting on a hill. Got big gaping windows. So why go there if it's so haunted? "Uh, Because Dennick is Warren's boy." So they get there, and the Betzold home is as dilapidated as they come and evil to boot. The windows look down on them, the vines rake its stony face, and the mouth of the door is just kind of hanging open. But Kaya doesn't mind. Kaya's like, hey, so make her bigger. So he's in there. And Arlen's like, yeah. With a bunch of benevolent spirits, right? And Adeline's like, here, I've got some holy symbols. Want some holy symbols? And Kaya's like, no, no, no. Don't bother. Just give me like 5 minutes. So Kaya sprints inside. Woo! And Adeline and Chandra, they like go to the windows like, what's going on? What's going on?
We covered our faces.
Didn't mean to. And Arlen also joins them. They're all like peeking through the window. And they're watching Kaya take on the awfully haunted house. And she does. She's just taking out ghosts left and right, just slashing throats, knives in the back. And Arlen kind of wonders where the spirits go after this. Like, where do you go after you're a ghost? I don't know. And when the room is clear, everybody else comes in. And they all move up to the second floor together. And Teferi's impressed. Like, he says, that was less than 5 minutes. And Kaya says, don't you... Kaya says, don't you just make up time as you go? Like, what?
Too fast for Teferi. He wants to slow this down.
Like, you could have really took your time. She's like, no.
Teferi game should never last less than 5 minutes. Ever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ever.
So they see a floating ghost. This is Dennick. Hi. There's like a nearby skeleton pinned underneath some rubble, and they're wearing the same clothes, so they're like, that's probably him. So Arlen goes over to him like, hi, Dennick? My name is Arlen Cord. I was a friend of your father's. And the ghost eyes go wide, like, my daddy? I mean, he's 30 years old. My father? Has he sent for me?
Daddy!
Your father's dead.
Yeah.
I put him to rest myself.
Ooh.
But he was calling out for you at the end. Like put him to rest. Like, does that mean he's undead? He's like, he was,
He
but
kind of was.
try not to dwell on it. Do you know anything about the moon silver key?
Change the subject.
The nights are growing longer, and we really need it for this ritual that will fix that. And he says, oh, most people want the key. I never saw it. My dad said I wasn't a real Betzold.
Oh, sad unresolved daddy issues in a ghost. Oh.
I have unresolved daddy issues. I look for it. We don't have it. But hey, my great-grandfather gave it to one of those vampires for safekeeping. Isn't that silly? I'm assuming he says it like that because I don't know why else it says that. So Chandra's like, which vampire? And Dennick says, will you let me rest if I tell? And Arlen says, oh, if that's what you'd like. But it'd be easier to rest if you knew Innistrad wasn't in danger, right? He's like, oh, well, it's the Markovs. Like, that prince of theirs, he took it. Did my father say he missed me?
No. Oh, it's cringe.
Everyone, like, awkwardly goes for the door.
Oh.
They just don't know what to do about this. But, Arlen's, like, super nice. She sticks around for a little bit because she realizes he just wants someone to talk to, so she just listens to him for a bit. And then they move on. Now we're gonna go to a new place. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. There we go. Let me change the background to... Oh, we got a puppy in here.
Hi, puppy.
Hi, puppy.
You get on camera?
I don't know.
Can I get you on camera? Come here.
Does everybody know this place?
Come here. Come on.
And now we have a small timeout to interact with the puppy.
Hi.
This is Ember.
Hi. I got her.
She cleaves our mean kitty Because we have one kitty who's kind of a jerk.
Get it? Ember Cleave?
Yeah, she cleaves him for us. And then
Ember
everybody
Cleave.
is happy.
Cleave.
She's a very sweet, affectionate baby.
She cleaves with her in a very loving way.
Yeah.
She just gets up here and cleaves the face.
Aw. Looks like Chat was pretty sad for Dennick because he had a zombie family.
Yeah, Dennick's a sad story.
It is a very sad story.
Oh, poor boy. He
He just-
wants that attention from Daddy.
He needs
But
puppy kisses.
Daddy's out preaching to the zombie congregation and has no time.
I'm sure he totally missed
I
him.
don't think he cared.
He missed him very, very much.
Hey, Emmy.
So, our heroes arrive at Markov Manor, and it's broken into pieces. It's epic. Some of them are floating. It's super eerie and spoopy. It's very spooky. Arlen pauses outside the gates. There are vines growing over the broken halves of an Abyssinian symbol, and she slashes the vines away with her sharp nails and begins to pray. Guard us through the night, O angel. And to her surprise, Adeline joins in. And then Teferi and Chandra, and finally with a sigh, Kaya does too. And they're all standing there praying the prayer to the angel.
They all know this prayer?
They're kind of mumbling along. Some of them don't really know it. They're just like, what she said, the prayer. Amen. And when they're done, they all have like little smile, like, we did a nice little thing together just now.
Okay, fine.
No one asks her why she prays to an angel that can no longer hear her.
Dun dun dun. They all did, just to be clear.
So the bridge floats in pieces, and the only way to approach the crumbling castle is just like hopping from stone to stone. And the broken faces of the Markov ancestors make terrible stepping stones. They just throw you off balance. Inside, chalices lay under a thick coat of dust, and portraits are ripped to shreds or faded to black. And Chandra asks, hey guys, what are the odds maybe like no one's home? Just get in and out, not have problems. And Kaya says, this place is bad, but it doesn't feel like abandoned bad. Like someone's changed the candles in the chandelier. And Chandra asks, like, well, what if he's like not here? Like maybe we can steal the key without having to even talk to him. That would be fine, right? And Arlen says, like, okay, let's hope he isn't, but let's assume he is. I'm sure he can be reasoned with. And then they pass a particular outcropping of rock, one different from the others. Because the other rocks are like these sharp, twisted daggers. This one looks like an open wound. It's full of gouges, and the edges look like really uncomfortable, like they've been chewed away, and it's covered with splotches of blood. So, here's a really good time to give the backstory on Sauron Markov. So let's do that. Where did my picture of him go? Here he goes. Sauron. Whoa, I made him real big. Let's make him just a little bit smaller. Okay, here's Sauron. Sauron has a whole backstory. I'm just going to try to go over the relevant bits. Sauron is a vampire from a really old, powerful family. He cared about maintaining the health of the human population, so he created an artificial angel, Avacyn, to give people the faith. And in return for the faith from the humans, Avacyn could provide the humans protection from creatures of the darkness. And Avacyn was like fighting demons and storing them in a big rock called a Hell Vault, like similar to what the Ghostbusters do. But we all know that there's problems with the Ghostbusters method, and that happens here too.
Every single time somebody opens the containment unit. Every time.
Meanwhile, Sauron was also a friend and mentor to another planeswalker, Nahiri, a stone forger. And together with a third planeswalker we're not going to worry about right now, they imprisoned the Eldrazi, which are these big alien kaiju things. And they saved the multiverse. Yay! Afterwards, they exchanged numbers, and they promised, like, if anything goes bad, We're all going to come back here to this spot. Zendikar, Nahiri's home, and we'll help. But centuries later, the Eldrazi kind of escaped, and they started consuming Zendikar. And so Nahiri texted Soren, like, dude, where you at? And he ghosted her.
Wah, wah, wah.
It was really upsetting. So she had to deal with it alone. So she later comes back to Innistrad to confront him, and he blamed not getting the text on Avacyn's big rock, which interferes with cell signal. Like, sorry, I don't know why. It's the rock. The rock's fault. He didn't apologize, and he has like, why aren't you bothering the other planeswalker? It wasn't just me. There was 3 of us. And she got super mad and tried to fight him. And then Avacyn the angel swoops in, defended her daddy, and then Soren banished Nahiri into Big Rock.
Hellvault.
Hellvault, which is Big Rock. One day, Avacyn got sucked into the Big Rock by a crafty demon. She's busted out by Thalia, a Cathar, aka Faith Warrior, who was being blackmailed by Liliana Vess, who wanted to take out the crafty demon. And I just realized I've had earbuds in the entire time. I'm probably talking too loud because I forgot I had them in.
Continue.
So everybody who was in the Hell Vault got out because they opened the containment unit, and it's fine. And so then Nahiri is out, and she makes spooky rocks called cryptoliths all over the place that caused insanity, and Avacyn was corrupted by the crazy. And then she turned against the humans she was supposed to protect. She saw her enemies as monsters that needed to be destroyed. And then also, one day, like, Soren was out of town, and Nahiri vandalized his house and turning it into this. He was pretty disappointed when he came back. She could have just TP'd, but no, she did this. So to secure the help of another powerful vampire, Olivia, who I just, happen to have on call here, he had to agree to destroy his creation, Avacyn, because she nuts. He tried talking to Avacyn, but they had to have a big fight, and it wrecked that whole cathedral that we had earlier in the first scene. He offered to give her a reboot, like, I'll just wipe you. We can just start over. Cool. Make you Avacyn 2.0. And she said, no, I don't want that. So he had to unmake her in the same place she was born. Very sad. So Soren and the vampire army went to war against Nahiri, and they battled it out here at the house. But she bested him and left him encased in stone. He's never able to planeswalk away from it because he can't concentrate because he's in immense pain. He's in a wall. She shoved him in a wall and left him there. And then Nahiri planeswalked away, like, I'm out, bye. And then Olivia walked by and taunted him because that's how she rolls. And it's been said he eventually carved and chewed his way out of this predicament. So that just catches you up on why the cathedral's the way it is, why this house is the way it is, and why they walked by a rock that looked super messed up. And we're like, huh, wonder what happened here. Good? Good? How are you? You good? Okay. So
Something from.
okay. Do you want some of my water? Okay. Okay. He needs a cough drop. So, they decide, okay, whatever did that probably doesn't have teeth anymore. If Soren's here, he's probably chilling in the throne room, and he is. He's in the throne room. He's just hanging out. And, he's sitting in his broken throne in his house, reading what looks like a really old journal, and a single ray of moonlight shines on him from a hole in the ceiling. He is suffering from depression and nihilism. Just nothing matters anymore. He's super sad about the Avacyn thing, and he spends most of his days sulking. And he's super annoyed that they're here. So they come in, and he's like, what do you want?
Sulking Soren.
I'm upset. Nothing I did worked. Go away. Teferi tries to be polite, and he offers a bow. Soren, a pleasure to see you again. We just have a small business matter to attend to. We'll keep it brief.
Stop groveling. I hate groveling.
And then Soren says, I know better than to put any faith in your definition of brief. Oh, sick burn. It's a time joke. Pew, 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 pew. Teferi's like, hey, we're looking for the Moonsilver Key. The nights are growing, and Soren snaps his book shut, and he says, no. Like, and Chandra's like, what do you mean, no? Like, at least hear us out. Like, and Soren says, I wouldn't expect someone like you to understand how much I've sacrificed for this plane already. I'm done. If you know what? If they all want to descend into the worthless hedonism of eternal night, I have done enough trying to stop them. Let them feast. I'm out. I'm done. I'm done with all of them. I'm done. I tried. I'm done. And Teferi stands in front of Chandra. He's holding up his hands like, okay. We get it. You've done more than enough. You went through a lot. Like, we just want the key so we can do our part. And Arlen also tries to help by expressing how much she cares about the plane and its people. And she says, I thought you'd understand better than anyone why humans need to live. You made Ava. And before she can finish the name, his sword swings through the air. And only her werewolf reflexes save her. And she like raises her arm to stop the flat part of the blade. And teeth grow longer in her mouth, and Soren's golden eyes burn in the dark. You aren't permitted to speak of her. And Arlen's like, but hey, have you already forgotten why you made her? We need angels. We need hope. We need faith. We need the day. And we need the key. And Soren shouts, get out! He's an angry beast.
Oh,
He's very sad.
very sulky Soren.
Yeah, but they're not leaving. They know they need the key. They know it's probably here. So everyone gets ready to fight. Like, we think we're having a fight scene. And just as it's about to go down, a golden glowing feather falls between Soren and the group, followed by a scythe with the head of a heron. Soren's sword clatters against the angelic weapon, and he draws back in fury. And golden light is flooding the throne room, and hope floods into Arlen's heart. Oh, yay, it's an angel! Avacyn may no longer hear prayers, but Sigarda does. So now we got another angel here. So Sigarda says, Sauron Markov, how far you've fallen, carving your way out of the stone, only to sulk.
Sulky Soren.
And then the others in the room connect the dots like, oh, he was in that rock, and they almost feel like a little bit bad for him.
Gosh, they didn't read the lore.
Yeah.
They should know.
He says, oh yeah? What would you have me do? You have all the answers, huh? And Sigarda narrows her eyes and keeps them focused on Soren. But she speaks to Arlen. Arlen Cord, it is your faith that summoned me here. The cause in your heart is just. You will find the Moonsilver Key in Soren's personal chambers on the 3rd floor. Go. I mean to speak to him about his old creation.
He couldn't bother to go there himself.
No. I said no.
Not doing it. I'm sitting in my throne. Not going up to my room anymore.
So Chandra, Kaya, and Teferi run for the door. But Arlen and Adeline, they like kind of hang back, wondering like, should we help her? She's an angel. We really like angels. Like, and Sigarda says, go. If you ever had any faith in me, you will go.
Imagine summoning an angel and having no faith in her.
So sad. So Arlen mumbles to Adeline like, hey, we're only going to get in the way. But they have a lot of feels when they leave. So they go up there and they actually find the key in... Where's the statue? Statue. There it is. They find this in Soren's room, and it's in the hands here of this statue, whose head was lopped off. And there's no doubt who the statue used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And Arlen takes the key, mutters a quick prayer, a prayer that Sigarda will be safe and that they will make it back in time for Harvesttide. And that is episode 3.
Dun, dun,
They looked for the key and they found the key.
Ba-bum. They found the One Ring. They're
Yeah.
gonna take it to Mount Doom.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great.
it's fine. So what did you think of that one?
Sulky Soren's my favorite.
Yeah, I gotta feel a little bad for him, though.
Nah.
He's got all the feels.
He's a billion-year-old vampire who can planeswalk.
But
I don't care if he's moody.
his heart is broken.
Do your job!
He's been through so much. He can't go to the 3rd floor.
You show up and you do your job.
He's like, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
Oh, baby.
just let us go in your room.
I don't know,
Isn't
man.
that bad?
I'm not into excuses.
Why do they need the key? They need the moon silver key to go in the sun and gold lock so that Catilda can do a ritual and balance day and night. In theory, that's what's going on. And it's the only hope they have, so that's why they did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do episode 4, Harvesttide?
Do I?
Yeah.
Is it 49 minutes long?
No.
Okay.
It's very exciting, actually.
I don't know. Does chat have any other questions about the story?
Hey, chat, do you have any other questions before I go to the next part?
Maybe there's lore questions we actually have enough information to answer, even though we're not amazing Vorthos, which is the name. Vorthos is what Magic fans call other Magic fans who are really into lore.
Oh.
So
right on.
You're making Vorthos content.
Oh, Moonsilver Key is also a good card, and that's how you find Celestis. Nice. Does it open a room? It opens a lock.
There's a lock in the middle of the Celestis that's
Yeah.
supposed to unlock the
Here's
day-night
Celestis.
nonsense.
So presumably there's a lock in the middle here. You
Yep.
put the key in it.
Yep.
It's magic. And if you carve enough pumpkins and have enough festival around it, maybe the ritual works.
It's
and
like the
day
Death
and night's
Star.
better.
You just gotta get into the middle and do something to the Death Star.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
Why is there no Kaya or Chandra card in Midnight Hunt? That's a good question.
Because they'll be in Crimson Vow. And since
Oh,
it's
you think so?
Oh, 100%. And it's a
Okay.
continuation of the same story. So they
Mhm.
have to put some in one and some in the other. What I'm wondering is why there's no Ren and Seven in the story yet.
Oh.
So that's a planeswalker that is in Innistrad Midnight Hunt that I haven't seen in the story. So
Okay.
that's kind of weird.
I will keep my eyes open. Not in episode 4.
Okay.
So maybe in.
Spoilers! God, you're so. God,
I didn't mean
It's
to.
supposed to be like tease, maybe in episode 4.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Maybe that one's in episode 4.
Maybe Ren and
Maybe.
7 is in episode 4.
Maybe.
Oh my God, Poggy's Ren in episode 4 confirmed. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. 100%.
All right. This has a really fun beginning. This is my favorite beginning of any of the episodes so far. So, this episode begins with Olivia Valderran.
Hi.
Hi. She's like fashion, isn't she?
Got a lot going on.
There's a lot going on
There's
here.
a lot going on here.
All right. So, the Magic Wiki describes her as beautiful yet strange, antisocial.
Uh-huh.
She prefers to live far away from humans in manor homes built for her by her seemingly boundless wealth.
Ah.
And after helping Soren in his battle with Nahiri, she left him for dead and declared herself the new Lord of Innistrad. Yay!
I kind of like her. I feel like she and I would connect on a lot of things. We could hang out probably. We have similar problems to talk about, like how we're amazing looking and amazing at everything and better than everyone. It would be fun.
Okay. Today, someone is knocking on her door, her very expensive door. And this has
Not
put
the
her
expensive door. They're supposed to go to the pleb door down in the basement.
This has put her in a killing mood. But to be fair, she's never not in a killing mood, but she's really irritated anyone would dare tilt her.
Door-to-door salespeople and Mormons are the worst.
Yeah.
Most likely to get consumed for fun.
So Olivia obviously cares a lot about her appearance and likes to play with Instagram filters. Today she has a new one, but it needs time to set.
Is that enough time?
Her version of doing a filter for selfies is doing a face off. Like the face off. Remember the movie? Face off. It took her a whole 15 minutes to flay the face off of a pretty maiden, and she doesn't want it to go to waste, so she stuck it on her face. But the blood needs time to settle in and give rosy cheeks. So she's wearing a face so she can look pretty on Instagram.
Okay. Okay.
So she's really annoyed, but she calls for this person to come in, but she's keeping her eyes closed and attempting to move as little of her face as possible because it's going to screw up the whole process if she does. So she's like, come in.
Okay. She doesn't have the correct face on to meet company, right?
Well, no, it's on. It's just, it takes time to set.
Okay.
I don't know how much time, but presumably you glued it on, and then it's going to look good soon.
That's coming soon, Bath and Body Works.
Yeah. The messenger says, "My most illustrious and powerful lady, Olivia Valderran." Olivia's like, yeah,
Go
good.
on.
Like, I like that. "I come bearing the news of the humans." And then Olivia scowls, but carefully. She doesn't want to upset the maiden's face stuck on her face.
Not scowling.
"Is this important news?" The messenger is a lackey named Bure, who likes to assemble furniture out of bones. Really not important, but it adds flavor, I guess, to the story. Bure says they're up to something, trying to restore the balance of day and night. And Olivia, she groans as much as she can without moving her mask. And how do they plan to do this? Like throw a chain around the sun or something? Like that sounds stupid. I don't understand. Pierre says, "Most illustrious and powerful Lady Valderran, I believe they're doing it with a festival." A festival?
A festival!
They literally do that.
Not one of those.
"While I was visiting Galvany looking for resources for my work," phone furniture, it's cool, you can find me on Etsy, "I saw the strangest sights, vampire effigies, decorated versions of ourselves, like they even made one of you."
Of me?
Olivia, "What? That cannot stand. Copyright claim."
That's a YouTube thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good one.
I know. Pierre says, it cannot stand. "Most illustrious and powerful Lady Valderran, in my clever disguise as a wandering sword for hire, I asked around and found out they were preparing for Harvesttide. I thanked the kind woman who told me, killed her where she stood, and burned your effigy." I do good? Olivia frowns. "You burned it? Have some common sense. You should have brought it back here. We could have used it for the reception." And a little tremor of fear enters his voice. "Oh, very well, most illustrious and powerful Lady Valderran. It shall be so next time. Next time, I will bring the effigy to your home. I will deliver it very carefully. Oh, also, I saw a group of out-of-towners led by Arlen Cord and overheard them talking about the moon silver key they acquired. That old thing! Wow. They must be desperate if they dug that up. Fear says, what would you like done about Harvesttide? Shall I speak with our other extraction specialists? Olivia thinks about it. Nah, let them go ahead. But Lady Valderran, most illustrious and powerful Lady Valderran. Get it right. Fjör, if you saw someone taking something you wanted, what would you do? Fjör says,
Kill them.
I would kill them.
I would kill them.
Olivia says, yes, obviously. But when would you kill them? Immediately.
Yeah.
You're thinking too small, my dear little boy. Never interrupt someone when they're doing their work for you. And then we're just left to wonder about that.
Ooh.
End of scene.
Bye, Olivia.
Hitzel says this Elmer's glue isn't going to dry itself. That was good. It made me very happy. All right, I'm going to switch it to Harvesttide. Yay! I'll make it a little bit smaller because it's too big.
Oh.
Yay! Good. Look at all the pumpkins.
Yay!
Yay! Okay. People have come from all over Innistrad for the Harvesttide festival. And beneath Celestis, we'll just put it over here, they march their effigies, candles, baskets of flowers, and fruits because Innistrad must endure. This cannot be the last Harvesttide festival. It's too much fun, you guys. Mm-hmm. So, a pumpkin carver at a booth asks a group of children, what can I make for you?
Brought the children.
The children are here.
Nice. Appetizers for the wolf.
The children want to see the sun. So the pumpkin carver, Damia, has already hollowed out the pumpkin guts and stresses to the children the importance of preparation and planning ahead for harvest because we always have time for educating the children.
When you out there.
Yeah.
When you're getting upset that you didn't get your PS5 for Christmas, remember there are children out there and all they want
is the sun.
All they want to do is see the sun.
They want the sun.
The sun, you guys. Yeah. Perspective.
In the arms of... Oh. Okay. So here's the rays, here's the sun, just need a candle in the center. Damia is a witch, and they call down one of the floating candles, and they tell one of the children, make a wish. It can be for whatever you want, as big as you like. And the child wishes that the sun will go on forever, but doesn't say it out loud, because wishes don't come true if you say them out loud. So the witch tells the child, touch the candle wax. And when she does, the sun and moon engrave themselves on the candle. And so excited. And the witch smiles. And we're all having like a lovely fall moment together. So into the pumpkin the candle goes. They hand the finished pumpkin to the girl. A sun just for you that will never go out. Happy Harvesttide. And the girl skips away carrying her own personal sun. And the world is a little brighter.
Oh, God. Oh, God. No.
Two booths down from Damia's booth is their friend Shayna, who is giving out mugs of spiced cider.
Oh, yeah.
They'll all die in a few months if the sun thing isn't fixed, but for now, there's the joy of spiced cider. That's almost a direct quote.
Almost, huh?
Damia nods at Shayna, and Shayna whispers a quick spell and sends a cup floating over to Damia's table. And both of them are kind of wondering, like, how long are we supposed to wait before we put on our masks? But Catilda was clear, like, you have to wait for the key. Until then, eyes open, keep the festival goers safe. So everyone's like on security duty while they're doing pumpkin carving. Shayna is the first to see our heroes return. Yay, the heroes over here on the side. Her shout gives ways to cheers all around. Yay, the heroes are here.
We're happy
Do you
about.
have they have
Who
the
are
Moon Silver
they?
Key.
We
Yay!
don't know who they are.
The bards begin playing an upbeat tune to welcome them.
Dun, 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 dun.
And a flame rises in the distance, of course, like Chandra's saying hi, like, yup, I'm here too.
Wait, she did like fireworks, probably.
She just went pew pew. Maybe she gave him a thumbs up and her thumbs were fire. And Eudemia takes a sip of their cider. Oh, what a lovely Harvesttide festival. And then feels, the too sharp pain of a ward going down. I don't know if when one of your people goes down, you just feel it in your guts or something, but that's what they seem to feel. And then the howling begins. Okay. Maybe it was the apples. Maybe it was all the spices. Maybe it was all of the pumpkins. Or the scent of thousands of humans gathering to stare down their deaths. Whatever the case, Arlen doesn't smell them coming. She doesn't know it's happening until it's too late. The cheers of the crowd screech into fearful screams. Ah! Children run to their mothers' sides. Witches shout, and they put on their wooden bone masks. And everyone's directing the crowds into Celestis, like, over here, right this way. Follow me to Celestis. Everybody, follow the witches. Go to Celestis. It's safer there. The people listen. They've become a river of flesh and fear. The wolves are at their door. And here they are.
Boom! Storm the festival.
Oh, is that what that one is?
That is the card Storm the festival.
Yes, they're here. Howl-packed shamans are standing among the trees, and they're cloaked in the dyed furs of their kills, red glow of their magic getting brighter and brighter as they chant their spells. And lycanthropes are running in hungry circles. I just heard a dog running down the stairs. Good timing. They're just running around the edge of the barricade, along with wolves in tough leathered armor. There are hundreds of them. Arlen knows if she looks long enough at the wolves, she's bound to see the familiar faces of her pack, and the thought fills her with dread.
Patience, no, not patience.
Kaya says, Arlen, we're in it deep, aren't we? And Arlen says, oh, both of our dogs, our pack is here. Both of our dogs are here now.
Come on. I guess they heard me.
Amber's here. Hey, Lily.
They
Lily.
respond to the sound of their alpha.
Up, Lily. Up. If you go back here, maybe we can see you.
I don't think so.
Okay, both doggies are here.
She's older. She don't
right.
want to get up.
Girls, I need you to stay here because we're going to talk about dogs.
Yeah. Here's my
Okay.
pupper.
But yeah, Kaya says, Arlen, we're in it deep, aren't we? And Arlen says, not as long as we save the humans. Kaya, take the key. Make sure it gets to Catilda. Kaya doesn't need to be told twice. The second she has it, she's off. Whoop! And she fades into the mist. The wolves will not be able to find her. She's fine. Red light is pouring over the fearful crowd. A lycanthrope only a little bit smaller than a siege tower is just beating a fist against the edge of the magical barrier. And she hears a crack. Arlen turns to the others. Chandra, Adeline. And Chandra says, on it. And Adeline's already mounted on her horse. She throws out a hand for Chandra to hop on. And the two of them gallop to the front. So now they go off together. They're fighting at the front.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make some space. So they're fighting over here somewhere. Kaya's over in the middle. It's fine. We can't see her anyway. She went ghost. At the core of Arlen's faith is being a protector and a guiding light. But her heart is beating like crazy in her chest because she's longing to join the wolves, and she knows why. And it's because Tovalar is here.
Hi.
Crack, crack, crack. Overhead, magic shatters like stained glass, and tears streak down Arlen's face. Oh, it was because all the wolves, like a whole wall of werewolves, falls on the straggling festival goers. Blood sprays into the air, bones crunch, and she hears a howl that ignites her self-loathing and hunger. Ow! The fairy puts a hand on her shoulder. Hey. She immediately calms down a little bit and refocuses, and he says, I owe you a long sunset. And then he plants
Whoa, what a line.
plants his staff in the earth, and he bellows, Witches of Dawnheart Coven, let's get this ritual started! And then a shockwave spreads, and every muscle in his body goes stiff with effort. He's just like trying to slow down time. Arlen will not waste this borrowed time. Her dreams are dying by the second, as are the last rays of the last sunset on Innistrad. She has to do what she can. Meanwhile, Adeline is like a natural leader. The Cathars are standing back to back with spears and shields against the wolves. When she commands them to hold, they make like a shield wall. Festival goers are hiding behind them. She's doing a great job. Chandra is killing it. She's like doing her pyromancer thing. You know, getting all fired up. But Tovalar gives no orders. He is here for a wild hunt. Arlen thinks to herself, like, I had to include this because it's just such a great line. To run with him is to listen to the wild song of your own heart and follow it to its natural end.
Hey, baby.
So it's like super hot, I guess. I don't know.
So hot right now.
Are you gonna do the Tovalar voice again when we get there?
I really like the Tovalar voice.
You're better at it than me.
It's my favorite.
Even in their human forms, like, because many of them, they haven't shifted yet because the sun isn't all the way down. The lycanthropes are too strong to fight against. They've got weapons and they're just buff. And it's just a blessing that they haven't shifted yet, because then it's going to be impossible.
Wait, they haven't shifted.
They haven't.
They're not even wolfied?
They're not super wolf. Not all of them. They're just like part wolf.
Okay.
So one Dire is bringing down a hammer on a Cathar shield over and over again. Just boom, boom. But it's like, it's moving like frame by frame. Going, it's like slowed down enough for some of the Cathars to wriggle out of the way. And that's Teferi's magic.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Arlen reflexively like calls for her wolves, wolfies, but they don't answer because they're not with her anymore. Sad. So Arlen, she does what she can, you know? She scoops up a Cathar's mace and throws herself at the Dire. Goes straight for the back of the knee. Like, she's smart. She's not gonna just go with the, the muscly part. I'll go straight for a joint. And the Dire starts to falter, and he turns, looks at her, and he snarls, "You, Tovalar's favorite." And Arlen scowls. "Get out of here while you can. This isn't a battle you're going to win." And he laughs. But the Cathars behind him use their swords, and they go after his legs, his knees, between the ribs, and then Arlen hits the final blow with a mace. And then she says a prayer. Because she's a good girl.
Yep.
And then she runs on. Whoops. Still holding that one. She's never been his favorite. How could she be? That's weird. Why did he say that? I'm not going to think about it. And then she finds Tovalar. Let's just clear everybody else out so we can just really have a scene between the two of them.
We gotta have a showdown.
Yeah. All right, we'll leave the wolves, but I'm going to make him bigger. Make you nice and big too. Okay. She sees him standing still amongst the chaos of the raid with bright eyes focused straight on her. He's also not full wolf yet. Just pretend he's kind of human-y. "Tovalar, call this off." He smirks and shakes his head.
Ew.
She approaches him, still holding the mace. He doesn't seem to care that she's holding a mace. Tovalar says,
"It's almost sundown, Arlen. Still time to join."
She swings the mace, and he catches it with one hand. "Why would I ever want to join you?"
You did once. That was your place. They only like you because they think you're like them, but I know you're not.
You don't get to decide my place. You don't know me. And she swings the mace at him again, and he just tears it from her hands and just lets it fall on the ground. The sun is sinking lower in the sky. Teferi can't hold out forever.
Teferi over there being like, don't let the sun go down on me, yeah.
Tovalar grabs her and pulls her closer.
Fine.
The last thing she said was, "You don't know me."
Are you sure?
And shows the scars running from his shoulder to his waist. Arlen says, "I am," and she punches him in the jaw. Call us off. Let us finish the ritual. Take the knights back. Hunt what you want. But leave the humans out of this.
What if I want to hunt humans? Okay, that's not
He comes at her again, and she catches both of his fists in her open hands, and she digs in her heels to keep him at bay. And Tovalar says,
fine. No, you gotta keep doing the thing.
What?
The thing.
Oh,
Yeah. Your wolves know the truth. It's us versus them. It always has been.
And then she hears the howls she knows all too well. She knows their growls, and she knows what she'll see if she tears her eyes from his. But she doesn't. She can't bear to look. Her chest aches already from her heart being like torn out. She can't afford distractions. So she squeezes her eyes shut, and she gives him a big headbutt. When he staggers back, she gets another punch. But then a ripple flows across his body. She's running out of time. His teeth grow longer. All around them are the howls of others beginning to shift. He grows taller and taller, and Arlen's body is just fighting against her control. She grabs a sword, and she defends herself because Tovalar is now doing like wild and reckless swipes at her. His claws tear open her cheek, and the smell of blood almost overwhelms her control, but it doesn't. And then Tovalar snarls.
You're a wolf, Arlen. No matter how hard you keep trying to pretend.
I never said I wasn't! And then Tovalar pounces towards her again.
Then show me.
He rears up, and the scar that she gave him is plainly visible in his shifted form. Back then, he'd been urging her to kill humans. All she had to do was kill him, and she'd be the alpha of the wolf pack. But he didn't die, and she didn't win. Just like she was back then, the eyes of the pack are on her. Just like then, she stands alone and friendless. Just like then, she's right, and he is woefully misguided. A spasm shakes her arm. Ooh, and she says a little prayer. Oh, please God, no. To prove him wrong, she can't give in. She can't go wolf right now.
Give in. Why are you holding back?
It's getting harder for her to speak. She hears the howls. The howls are like, I am with you. Join the hunt. She squeezes her eyes shut. When she opens them, she sees them. She sees Streak, Patience, Redtooth, and Boulder.
Those
are
her
pack.
little friendly wolves from episode 1.
They're her wolves that joined him. And they're all staring at her with their teeth bared. Except for Patience, this little sweetie. Patience, like presses herself up against Arlen's leg and looks up at her with the big puppy dog eyes, begging, be with us. Join the hunt. If Tovalar tore her in two, it would hurt less than this. How can she explain to her wolfies that humans are good, kinda, and the wolves you're with right now are wrong? They're doing the wrong thing. With tears in her eyes, she tells Patience, I can't. And that's it. Boulder throws his weight against her, and the air whooshes from her lungs and her ribs crack. Face down in the muck, she hears the wolves coming, and Tovalar's hands grip her hair.
Settle this right, or you die here.
His knee is in her back, and his claws are at her throat.
Show me the real Arlen. We all want to see her.
If that's what he wants, she'll give it to him. Not because he asks for it, or because her wolves are desperate to see it, or because she has to prove something, but because, in some ways, he's right. The two of them are wolves, and it was only ever going to end like this, by blood and fang and claw. The sun sinks below the horizon, day finally changes to night, and Arlen Cord changes with it. And that's the end of episode 4. We've got a wolf off. We're having a wolf
It's
off.
a wolf
It's
off.
a wolf off.
It's a wolf fight.
It's a
And
wolf
we got
off.
a wolf all over
Oh my
the
gosh.
place.
It's a wolf off.
Yay. Excitement.
It was really exciting.
It's very exciting.
Yeah, but all the feels because her wolves came back, but they were ready to attack her.
Yeah, all the feels.
Patience is like, come on, please come be with us, and she's like, I can't. So upsetting.
Come eat the peoples. It's fun. We like it.
It's it gets me so much. Like, you came home like right after I finished reading this one for the first time, and you're like, what's up? I'm like, I'm having a lot of feels right now. I can't tell you what yet because I want to tell you tomorrow, but I'm having a lot of feels because of the wolfies.
Treacherous wolfies.
Patience is a good wolfie.
Yeah.
And they just aren't as strong as the alpha. They have to go with the alpha.
Yep.
Very.
Arlen's just gotta be the alpha. You gotta be the change you want to see in the world, and then you can, convert all the wolves to veganism, and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do wonder what would happen if she successfully gets him. Will all the wolves there listen to her because she'd be the new alpha? Like,
yeah.
would it be that
That's
quick?
How it
like,
works.
And here I am. I'm the boss.
Yeah. Didn't you watch? Yeah, we watched that movie together. Was it White Fang? Something? No.
No.
It's the Alaskan.
The
husky who becomes the sled dog, who's the total boss.
Yeah.
Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild.
That's the one.
Call
Harrison
of the Wild.
Ford.
You become the alpha, and then everyone follows you.
Yeah, you just. I think I know something we don't.
Oh, but yeah, really good story.
I mean, cute. I don't know. There's a lot of blood and guts and stuff.
It's not cute. It's feelings though.
Yeah.
About the dogs.
Yeah.
And she's got to take on her mentor pretty much, because he taught her werewolfing.
You must confront Vader. Only then alpha will you be.
Yes. She's got to take him down.
All right. Next time.
So that's the lore. So next week, maybe we'll have the next lore ready. I think, yeah, I can have it ready by then. If they release the next episode, which I think they will on the 29th, then I'll definitely have it ready by then.
Okay.
And we can find out what happens after CGB's stream at Harvesttide.